Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Shara Prophet, and welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. So, today I am doing a reading using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. And this particular spread is an answer to the question. I did a general reading for achieving self mastery and what needs to be done to gain control of one's thoughts and emotions. And this is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of us have questions about. And before I get started, I just want to show you really quickly. This is the book for the New Orleans the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. And I am in love with this deck. It is it's a little bit different from your regular tarot, the normal Rider-Waite Tarot. However, it gives pretty much the same information about it, but it's a little bit of extra added information. So I felt that this particular reading was something that could apply to the general population, so to speak. All right, so let's just get started with this. Okay, so the way this is laid out is we're going to start from left to right, okay? And then we're going to go from top to bottom. And then we are going to go clockwise around, all right? So for this particular question of how can we achieve self-mastery and control and gain control of our thoughts and emotions, all right? So over here in the position of what was or what used to be, we have the Santeria Oluda Madre, okay? And this is the Ace of Pentacles. And basically with this card, this represents extreme wealth and extreme poverty, okay? So this is the ability to achieve both, pretty much. And with this card, it talks about how many of us have come from a place of pain. We've come from a place of failure and sadness in the past when it comes to abundance, because this card is all about abundance. It's all about wealth. It's all about earthly pleasures and treasures. So many of us have come from this place of not having the things that we desire, or thinking that we don't have enough, coming from that place of lack. And because on an emotional and mental level we were feeling this way, it affected us in the physical world. So this card represents what used to be. And moving closer into the present moment and into the future, this card also represents using the pain from the past to build a house of peace and prosperity and purity and abundance. So, using the things that we've experienced in the past, all of the wisdom that we've gained, all of the life lessons that we have learned, and using that and applying it to something to create that wealth and abundance for us in the present and in the future. So, speaking of the present, let's go ahead and move to what is the way things are right now. So we have the Tibon Ange, and Tibon Ange is temperance. Tibon Ange means the little angel. Okay, there is a beautiful story about the little angel here, because the little angel is kind of treated like a genie, so to speak, in the voodoo tradition, where you can contain the Tibon Ange in a container, and you keep it to do your bidding. So, in this respect, we are going to look at this as the temperance card, all right? And This is all about learning about the true self. This is all about discovering who you are on a very deep, profound spiritual level. It's all about overcoming obstacles, developing your will, and expressing yourself, expressing the true self. So, this makes a lot of sense if you're moving from this place of pain and poverty into flipping it around and learning how to use your pain of the past to create something more abundant. And here in the process, learning more about yourself, tapping into your inner wisdom, tapping into your inner power. And so we move over here into the future position, which is what will be, what we can expect from doing this work. And here we have Azaka, and Rada is air or swords, and this is the Ten of Swords. So this card is all about gaining success at a great price. We've paid the price over here with the pain from the past, okay? We've paid the price already. And we've stepped into our true selves and we're starting to express our true selves. And in that expression comes creativity. So this card is all about creativity. It's all about the magical practice of cultivating a new way of life centered around healing. So perhaps you're discovering that you are a healer of some sort. Okay. And the other thing that I love about this card, because when we think about the Ten of Swords, we think about the 10 swords that are stuck into the person's back and they're laying on the ground dying. Well, this card is all about getting up from that. It's all about learning the lessons from the past, taking the pain from the past and sowing those seeds and turning it into something that is abundant for fruitful crops to bloom. Okay, this is all about remembering and being motivated by the constant threat of ruin. Remembering that your thoughts and your emotions are what creates worlds. And remembering to always gain control of your thoughts, learning how to gain control of your thoughts, practicing how to control your thoughts and your emotions and maintain stability. Okay? So, this is all about sowing those seeds, growing those fruitful crops, remembering how next card up here. This one is the influence from above or the spirit realm. Okay, and this is a custom spread that spirit guided me to create. I use this spread quite often when I am using the New Orleans Voodoo deck. Okay, so this is all about the influence from above, the influence from the spirit realm, and this is the King of Swords, and it's called Hongun. Okay, Hongon or Hongun. Okay. And this card is all about having the courage to and being ready to strike at any moment. Okay. And what this tells me is that we are governed by the ability to use mindfulness, to be mindful of our emotions, mindful of our thoughts. Okay. We are governed by this King of Swords energy that says, hey, use your mental magic. All right. Use your logic to gain control over your emotions, to shift the perspective, to reframe what you see in front of you. Even though it may look a certain kind of way, your perspective is really what counts. The perspective is really what matters. The perspective is what really triggers the emotion. So, this is what is influencing us from above. So it's influencing us from below, which is here on the earthly realm. And I'm sorry if the camera's moving around, I'm holding it in my hand. I usually have it stationary, but I'm doing this from my bedroom today. And something just told me I needed to get on here and record this, so that's what I've done. Okay, so the influence from below, the physical earthly realm, we have here the Seven of Swords, and this is Erzule Frida Dahomey. This is all about navigating through the airy nature of the emotions, okay? This is all about the head and the heart, okay? Balancing the head and the heart. When we think of the Seven of Swords, we always think about a deceit or someone stealing something or, plagiarism, someone being sneaky or sly. So, what this is saying to me is that we are being governed on the earthly realm, okay? So, the earthly energies of this Seven of Swords card is all about, you know, desiring the things that you think will make you more successful, more beautiful, more rich, more powerful, more abundant. Desiring those things, going beyond what we think is based in reality, thinking beyond that, conceiving beyond it, desiring beyond what is allowed. Okay? So this can also be interpreted as someone trying to gain more than what is thought to be deserved. So this is another way of looking at the Seven of Swords. So you can see the differentiation in the Seven of Swords from the Rider-Waite Tarot versus the Voodoo Tarot deck, okay? So this is all about desiring beyond the normal desires, saying, you know what, I believe that I can have everything that I want. And because I have the ability to master my thoughts and my emotions, to balance myself out, to utilize and practice magic, I can gain those things. Okay. So we are governed on the earthly realm by our desires. And for some people, this may seem like you're stealing or you're cheating or you're going above what is allotted for you in this lifetime, okay? But in this particular reading, this is saying that this is what's influencing us. This is what is influencing our behavior, our thought pattern. And it could be to the detriment of some, especially if you're still over here, if you're still in this Ace of Pentacles energy, wanting and desiring the things that you think you can't have or you think are hard to attain, and spinning around and round and round in circles trying to figure out how to get it, and suffering, taking yourself through pain and suffering because you're desiring this so much. And what this is also saying, this is an excellent segue into the next card of what needs to be released. What do we need to change and let go of? Here we have, sorry, my neighbors are talking really, really loud right now, guys. But this is what needs to be changed, okay? So here we have this fiery interior, and this is the Prince of Cups, all right? So the Prince of Cups is all about this calm, cool person on the surface, but deep down inside, you have this fiery interior. Okay, you are writhing around in secret violence. And this energy can be used to create something so beautiful and magical. Okay, however, sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up in what we don't have. And we appear to be cool about it, But underneath the surface, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of anger and resentment because we don't have the things that we desire. And those bubbling emotions are the things that we need to release and let go of so that we can experience the other side of this card. If you notice, these cards have two sides. They're kind of split in half, okay? And you can read it as a reverse or upright. They don't really do reversals in the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. It's more of a left right type of a thing. Left hand path, right hand path, if you want to think of it that way. Dark magic, light magic, if you want to think of it that way. However, you would like to interpret this, okay? So there's a dark way of being, and then there's a lighter way of being. We can also balance that fiery interior because fire is transformational. We can use the fire interior and we can transform those low vibrational feelings, that secret violence that's underneath, and we can craft it into something that is beautiful, that is creative, that is going to deliver kindness and gentleness, okay? That is going to allow us to realize our dreams. If we release and let go of the negative part of those fiery emotions, that interior, that fiery interior. Now, the fiery interior is not a bad thing, it's not negative in itself, but the way that it is used, okay? The way that it affects us on a mental and emotional level can make it negative. So, this is what needs to be released. So, let's move on now to what needs to be done. Now, the way to release that is by stepping outside of that Eight of Swords energy, which is the Simbi. Okay. Now, this card I love this card because it just talks about, excuse me, simple solutions, simple resolutions. Sometimes we are so bound by that Eight of Swords energy that we think we've got to do all of these things to overcome the current situation when really all we have to do is just let it go. All we have to do is realize that it is an illusion, that we might feel like we're in bondage. We may feel like we cannot release, we cannot break free, but really all we have to do is just decide that it's an illusion. Decide that it is easy to break free because that Eight of Swords energy is all in your head anyway. It's all in your mind. So this is what needs to be done in order to achieve self-mastery. Shift your perspective, reframe, change your thought. Practice this on a daily basis. Practice bringing up a negative thought, or something that makes you feel some sadness or anger, and try reframing the thought. Write the angry thought down, and then next to it, write a positive thought. Re-script it, rewrite it. There's an exercise that I love to do with clients. It is called the, oh my goodness, what is it called? I'm so sorry, guys. Because I'm downloading and I'm breaking out of the download, trying to get into my mind. Positive opposites. So it's an exercise that I created called positive opposites that I use on my clients, and I'm going to give it to you guys right now. So basically, what it is you take a notebook like this, okay? You just take a notebook, and on this side of the notebook, you're going to write down all of your fears, okay? Or the things that you're angry about. But everything stems from fear, whether it's anger, sadness, whatever. It all still stems from fear. All of it does. So you write down all of your fears on one side of the page. Then you stop, you take a breath, and then you ask for your higher self, the divine creator, your angels, your spirit guide, your ancestors, whoever it is. You ask whoever your higher power is to give you the positive opposite of every single fear that you wrote down on this side of the page. And then you rewrite it in a positive form. You reframe it, you shift the perspective. So I encourage you guys to try this as a way of releasing that Eight of Swords energy. And then after you do that, you're going to meditate on the positive opposites only. You can get rid of this page. You can rip it out and you can burn it or you can throw it away, but you meditate every day until you begin to feel different. You begin to release the anger, the undercurrent of that negative energetic force, okay? And you meditate on that positive opposite every single day. Even if you just read it out loud or just read it to yourself a few times throughout the day, believe me, it makes a big difference, okay? So let's move on down here to the very last card. And this is in the position of what will I become? What will be the transformation? And in this case, the magician. We've got Dr. John, okay? So this is the ability to see the root causes very clearly, using occult powers and wisdom, using the craft, becoming the magician, shifting your perspective, changing your mind. This is also the identification of individual will with a greater, more inclusive will. So what does that mean? How much do you want to shift your perspective? How much do you want to gain control over your own thoughts and emotions? What are you willing to do? You have everything that you need to shift. You have everything that you need to become stronger, to become balanced, to love unconditionally yourself, to forgive, to let go, to release more quickly. You have all that you need. This is what you will transform into the magician, the master. You will become the master teacher of the student within. You will realize that it all begins with you, that all is in the mind. The mind is the most powerful tool that you have to shift your life, to change everything in your life, to create more wealth, to heal a broken relationship, to heal a wound from the past, to transform the past pain into a fruitful crop, an abundant crop, to learn about your true self and to express your true self, to do exactly what you were meant to do on this planet. You have the power. Tap into it. Use it. Create what is meant to be created by you and only you. Take the necessary steps forward to do that which Spirit is calling your soul to do. Open up. Open your heart. Clear your mind. Free yourself. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And remember that you and only you are the key to a new you.